You're listening to I Love This TV Show, The Golden Girls.
Today, as I record this, it's December 31st, 2021, and Betty White passed away today. And the episode that I'm going to talk about is a Rose-centric episode. It is Season 3, Episode 3, Bringing Up Baby. Rose gets a call from her uncle's lawyer that he's passed away, and she's going to be taking care of his baby. But when the baby arrives, it's not actually a baby, it's a pig. She's overjoyed because she hasn't had a pet pig since she was a kid. And the rest of the girls were on board to help raise this baby because they thought it was a human baby. And they all wanted to be a mother in a co-parenting situation again. And Sophia is got no glasses for the most of this episode. So she thinks that the pig is a baby and that it's cute. And she also thinks that Blanche's thigh is her waist. But Rose is the center of this episode. And it's also about one of the things that Betty White was passionate about. And that is animals. And she demonstrates that very, very well in this episode because while the others want to keep the pig because they want the $100,000 that comes with it for taking care of it until it passes, Rose only cares about making sure that the pig is happy. And in the end, she chooses to send the pig back to her uncle's farm where he lives out his last couple of days and then dies. But he died happy because with them, he was homesick for the farm and he wasn't happy, he wasn't thriving, and it was not where he wanted to be. It's very hard if you live in the same place for, 30-ish years. Well, no, 29. The pig was 29. But to live in the same place for 29 years and then suddenly be switched to a completely different environment. Humans have learned to adapt to this, but animals, they haven't. And Rose's character, as well as Betty White, always put the animal first. And so I love that fact in this episode that she puts the animal's health first, sacrificing the money. Blanche, of course, is not happy because that's all she cares about is the money. It's her greed that got her to agree to keep the pig. And Rose did have to offer to split the money equally with each of them, which would mean each would get $25,000. Blanche, of course, oversteps and buys a Mercedes-Benz, which gets repossessed and towed by the end of the episode. And the only way that I believe that one of them got to ride in it was to ride in it while it was towed back to the dealership. But yes, today is a very sad day. Bringing Up Baby is a very good episode. It was very hard for me to do this because I have been such a Golden Girls fan for such a long time. I was really sad as each of them passed, and there was a part of me that hoped Betty White would live forever. I think most anyone who's a Golden Girls fan and a Betty White fan thought that. In 17 days, she would have turned 100. There will be that movie that comes out on her birthday that's just that one night. And I hope that people get to see that and that it goes out on DVD so that I can see it. But yes, Betty White was a kind human being, full of love, and not just for humans, but for animals. She met Coco the gorilla. She had dogs and animals and pets all her life. She was an advocate for marginalized communities, and she was just an all-around amazing human being. And this world is a much less happy place without her in it. Thanks for tuning in to the I Love This TV Show podcast. If you would like to make a donation in support of this podcast, You can through Cash App to pasta26MC. That's pasta like the food, the number 2, the number 6, M as in monkey, C as in cat. If you would like to sponsor this podcast or advertise on it, please send an email to podcast@pastasworld.com. As always, you can go to pastasworld.com for more information.